welcome to a brand new season of Bottom of the Stream.
Season 6.
Season 6, episode 1.
Amazing.
Incredible. The end of the season will be 3 years of doing this show.
I'm really excited.
I'm really excited.
That'll be 150 movies.
Wow. That's too many movies.
No, it's
not enough
always
movies.
more.
There's always more.
I mean, it's a very small percentage of movies on Netflix.
It's a very small percentage of movies altogether.
Yes. Very, very true.
Very, very small. It's exciting, isn't it? Season 6.
Yeah.
Think we'd ever get here? I never thought we'd do this for 3 years, I'm not going to lie.
No, I barely remember where you live, so every week I'm not sure if I'll make it here. No, I have not lost any enthusiasm.
Nor
for
me.
it because
if anything, I've gained enthusiasm.
I love our randomizer.
Same.
Makes me have to watch things I never would have gone anywhere near.
We've never named the randomizer. We should name it.
Oh, we could do.
Let's name
That's a
the
great
randomizer.
idea.
Let's name it.
Is the randomizer male, female, or non-gender specific?
I think it's gender fluid. I think whichever week, it can be whatever it wants.
Should we take suggestions?
Let's get some suggestions for the name of the randomizer.
How about suggestions?
What did I say? Something drunk.
I don't think you had a U in it.
Suggestions. Like Robin the Randomizer or something.
Oh, you could alliterate.
Yeah.
Or it could just be called...
Terry.
Yeah. Oh,
We could name it after a Captain's Gallery member.
maybe.
Or come up with a name. Somebody come up with a name for the randomizer and we'll spin that every week.
George.
George the Randomizer. Oh, that's a good start to the season. How are you, Nick?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Excited to start season 6?
I am. Yeah, I feel like, just to let people in a little bit, I watched this movie ages ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Because we're having to do a bit of a funky time jumping around.
Yeah, we've not recorded a wave yet this week.
Because we've not had a week off.
No.
But the show's having a week off.
And
So
when the show comes back, that's our week off.
Yeah.
It's really weird how we've planned it.
Because of
you're going on
holidays
holiday.
and stuff. So I hope I can remember it.
So do I.
My notes, I think, are okay.
Yeah, I hope mine.
But I'm looking forward to talking about this movie because it is weird.
Yeah, I want to put out straight away. When it came out of the bag, the randomizer, Robbie, the randomizer, whoever he is, I didn't realise it was English.
No.
Never, even though I noticed Sheila Reid was in it.
This movie is called Containment, by the
It
way.
is. Oh yeah, shall we do that before we start talking
I
about
probably
it?
should.
So this week we're watching a film called Containment. It is released in 2015. It is a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 17 minutes. 77 minutes, really short
A
film.
little short boy.
Currently rated at 4.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
Mid-range.
That's actually within the sort of range we look at on this show. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's about
as a
average of
rating.
where we go to.
Okay.
It's about average. Stars a guy called Andrew Leong. He plays Sergei. I don't know why, but IMDb have him as the main star.
That's incorrect.
It is incorrect. As I said before, I've said this before. I do these before I watch the film, and I should stop doing that.
Self-correct. He's not the main character.
Especially with my phone being a twat, because it just won't load anything. He's not the main character. He's in Cruella. So
I've
you might
seen
have
that.
recognised him if you've
Yeah.
watched that recently. He's in that.
Didn't recognise him.
Nor did I, to be honest. He's also in 3 episodes of Quiz, which was the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire
I've
thing
not
with
seen
Michael
that.
Sheen that came out last year. So he's in that. I would argue the number one guy in this is a guy called Lee Ross. He plays Mark.
I would 100% say this is that character's movie.
Agreed. He's done quite a lot of stuff. He's mainly, you might recognise him mostly. He was in, do you remember White Gold? It was a comedy with Jay from The Inbetweeners a few years ago. They were double glazing salesmen.
Oh, I don't think I watched it. I have a vague
He was in
knowledge
that.
of its
He's
existence.
done an awful lot of British TV.
Okay,
So he's just one of those recognisable British faces.
sure.
He actually started in Press Gang back in the 80s
Ah,
with
Dexter
Fletcher.
who is now a Hollywood big shot.
Exactly. He's in, and then it goes all the way up. He's in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Right.
So he's been around for a long time and he's in a lot of stuff.
Fine.
Also stars another lady, a lady that you will also recognise from a lot of British TV. This is Louise Brealey. She
Yes.
plays Sally.
I noticed her straight away. She is, well, to my mind, most recognisable from Sherlock.
Yes. She plays Molly in Sherlock.
Yeah.
She's also in Back, which was Robert Webb and David Mitchell's
Yes.
latest sitcom. She plays David Mitchell's sister in that. and she was in 95 episodes of Casualty.
Oh, good on her.
She's also in
Who wasn't, if you're a British actress
Exactly.
or actor?
She's also in Victor Frankenstein, a film that came out a few years ago with James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay.
So she's in that. She's in every British TV show you've ever seen. She's in all of them. The person I recognise the most from this film, though, is Sheila Reid.
Same.
Sheila Reid is an elderly lady who plays a character in this called Enid. You will recognise it if you've ever seen Benidorm, because she was incredible in Benidorm.
She's the leathery one.
She's
who
Madge in
smokes.
Benidorm, yeah.
Sits on a mobility scooter.
She made her TV debut in 1960
Wow.
and has been pretty consistently on TV ever since. She's worked constantly since 1960.
Is she still with us?
Yes.
Okay.
She's 100% still with us.
Excellent.
Directed by a guy called Neil McEnery West. Never directed anything before, never directed anything since,
Interesting.
and has no further credits at all on IMDb. So no idea who he is. And written by a guy called David Lemon. Again, nothing you would have ever heard of, I don't think. This was made for the Horror Channel in the UK.
Really?
Yes.
I can totally see that.
It's a made-for-TV movie that has somehow managed to get itself onto Netflix.
Fair play.
Yeah, bizarre, isn't it?
Bit of money for the royalties.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a one-word review?
You've got Dead on You.
You've got Dead on You. Good one.
Thanks.
I like it.
It was that, or It's Gone Viral.
Yeah, that works as well. None of these are one-word reviews anymore. We need to change. We need to change the name of that section.
I'm just keeping you.
Do you have a one-sentence review?
I'm just keeping it fast and loose. Keep you on your toes.
Do you want to know the tagline for this film?
There will be more. There will be one-word reviews.
Will there?
Yeah.
Tease me. Do you want to know the tagline?
Yes.
Trust no one.
I don't think you can use that.
No, I think it's an X-Files tagline.
Yeah. I don't know if you can copyright famous phrases, but
I feel if you could, that's one of the most obvious.
they would have done. Yeah.
So where does the film start, Nick?
I would say a dilapidated tower block /
Yes.
Estate.
It's a British council estate, isn't it? There's 3 tower blocks all standing quite close to each other.
We're back at a couple of seasons ago when we opened the season with iBoy.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing. We seem to
the
open
same
with
setting
because Michael Inside came really early in season 2 as well,
Yeah.
and that was like gritty British council estate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We just seem to start seasons with British gritty British films. Yeah, so all you see at the beginning is these 3 tower blocks, and it's
And straight away, my first reaction, I've got to be honest, after I've gone,
this
this looks British, was, is this just padding? Because
Already?
at the start, yeah, exactly. It's just establishing shots of there's some birds,
yeah,
the tower blocks. It's early morning, isn't it? It's quiet.
It's like dawn. Yeah,
and then you get to see some ants walking around.
yeah. It's
I was
supposed
like-
to. It's doing that Shaun of the Dead thing, isn't it? Where it's showing you that the area is completely deserted.
Yeah.
But it does go on for ages, and nothing. It takes ages before anything even happens in this film.
Yeah.
And it's only on for 77 minutes. So the very first thing we see after the title card is a man waking up, and he goes to look out of his bedroom window, and he sees another man banging on his bedroom window.
Jaws,
Not his
man.
bedroom window, in the block opposite.
Yeah, the apartment block opposite. There's a guy in his vest,
Yes.
hammering on
Just
the window.
hammering on the window.
Bit weird.
This man, who is Mark, but we don't know that at this point, quickly figures out that he has no water available in his flat where he lives, and there's also no power. His fridge has gone off. And it appears he gets a phone call from a lady
Yes.
to tell him that he's either late for a court date or he's missed a court date. He's very much
Something to
running
do with
late.
custody. It's his wife or his ex-wife, or
Ex-wife, I think, yeah.
soon to be ex-wife.
He's missed a court date for whatever. It's unimportant.
There's
It's not
talk-
even said.
There's
I don't
some
think.
talk about a daughter.
Yeah.
You always let her down, all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So he runs around. His alarm clock's not gone off. Obviously, the power's gone off. His alarm clock doesn't work. Mine wouldn't either. But it's run by Alexa. And
That
so he
was
gets-
risky. You saying that name when she's sitting right here.
She is sitting right. Have you not turned it off? That's your one job. That's the only job I give
She's
you.
not on Do Not Disturb, so not functioning correctly.
Sorry if anybody else's went off. He rushes around, gets himself ready, realises quite quickly that his front door appears to be glued shut.
Yeah. Like, he's like, oh, it's quite toasty. There's no draft coming through from my flat because someone's just put a load of glue in the gaps.
Somebody's super glued my door shut.
And straight away, I'm like, oh, God. I'm getting very strong vibes of a movie we've seen before. right at almost probably the third episode we
Oh,
ever
of course,
did.
yeah, I never thought of that.
Await further instructions when a
Episode 3, I think.
British family was trapped inside by an alien being.
I'd forgotten all about
by
that.
weird black gunk.
I did not put
This
those
time
two
we've
together.
got weird white gunk.
Yeah, this white gunk shut in his door.
Someone's like spaffed around his door.
Oh, dude, don't say spam. Oh, you're better than that.
Sorry.
You can hear his neighbour mooching around next door. She seems to be an elderly lady, and they don't seem to get on. She's
She's
shouting.
like, where's me pills?
Yeah, she's shouting. He's shouting back at her. And then he hears a thud, and she stops shouting.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, what's happened here? He looks out the window. There's people in hazmat suits milling around outside, like bright orange hazmat suits. Then his door tannoy goes off.
His door tannoy.
Is that what they're called?
Intercom.
Intercom. What did I say?
Door tannoy.
It's like a tannoy. You press the button downstairs, it tannoys upstairs. His door intercom goes off on its own.
It's just an intercom.
Shut up. And it's basically a recorded message. It says, please remain calm. The situation is under control. Mark, currently at the moment, is not aware of a situation.
No.
Other than the fact that
He
he's
can't get out
stuck
of
in his flat. And then, suddenly, somebody breaks one of his walls down.
Oh, well, just before that, his hand goes bleedy.
Yeah, why did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know if I looked away, but he's bandaging his hand. I'm not sure what he did. And then yes, his wall explodes.
Yeah, somebody's smashing his wall down. He's doing a Jack Torrance and breaking through with an axe. He actually breaks through with a baseball bat, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's a hammer a bit later as well. I'm not sure which.
I know flats have notoriously thin walls, but are they just two pieces of plasterboard between each flat?
It is kind of established because when Enid is shouting through, she's like, "Rah, I can hear everything you're doing." These walls
you would do if it's just two plasterboards. That's all it appeared to be.
This guy, like, literally, you throw a glass of water on the wall and that's it. It goes through.
Yes. Absolutely. But then I did live in a flat once, and I'm going completely off tilt here. We tried to brew some beer in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it was one of these like plastic barrels that you have to pressurize.
Yeah.
And it exploded while we were out one day. And my bedroom's floor was soaking. And it was done in the kitchen. And it seeped through the walls. Maybe.
Was that the flat where like some dude would play Simply Red till
all
4
night?
o'clock in the
Fucking
morning?
idiot.
Of all the bands you have to.
He was a
listen
proper
to.
like young chavvy lad as well. Lived on his own. And he was always like, all right, mate. You can hear everything he did. And then he'd play Simply Red till 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I've never forgiven him. What a prick. I was like 12 years ago, I think.
What a terrible band.
Yeah, what a terrible band. But he loved them. I remember put an angry tweet out like 4 in the morning once. Like, if you're fucking suicidal, just do it. But I obviously didn't mean that. I don't know where he is now, bless him. Yeah, it was that same flat. Anyway, the person who's broken through his door through his wall is not his next door neighbours. It's his next door neighbour's next door neighbour.
Correct.
So he's already broken through. This is Sergey.
Yeah, just
He's broken through into Mark's next door neighbour, and then he's now broken through. So they've got 3 interconnected flats now.
Yeah. So it's Sergey.
Yeah.
And his little brother.
Yeah.
As yet unnamed.
Does he ever get named?
Yes, because
Okay.
I've written his name down.
I don't think I did. I just put boy.
And Sally
Yeah. And Aidan.
and Aidan.
Yeah.
They're together, aren't they?
Sally and Aidan are a couple that live next door to Mark, and then Sergey lives next door to them.
Yeah.
And now they all have 3 interconnecting flats.
So we've now got a little group.
Yeah.
Can I just say the character straight away? The character of Aidan was absolutely one of the worst characters I've ever seen in any of these movies we've talked
He
about.
was awful.
Absolutely pointless, and just in Shaun of the Dead,
Yes, I don't know exactly what you're going to say.
where
Both of these characters were.
Dylan Moran's character is there just to annoy you.
Yeah.
And is a parody of he's a parody of this character, except that came 10 years before.
Yeah. Longer than 10 years before. But yeah, no, you're right. And I think that couple...
Like, annoying boyfriend who isn't helpful and just points mistakes out to everyone.
Sally and Aidan were that couple from Shaun of the Dead.
They were, yeah.
They were... What's her name? I can't remember her name. It's Jasper Carrot's daughter, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't remember her name, but her. That couple are in this film as Sally and Aidan. They're now together. There's a group of them. There's 4 of them together. They realise that none of their mobile phones are working. So shit's just going down.
Yeah.
Nothing's working. We don't know why at this point. But Mark quickly establishes that all of their doors and windows are also glued shut. Because Sergey gets him, as if I wouldn't have checked that, you dickhead. Sergei's quite an angry man, isn't he?
He's got issues. He's a young man who likes to
Destroy things.
hit people and destroy things
Yeah.
and swear. Sally fixes Mark's hand,
Yep.
which I can't remember how, like I say, he got injured.
I don't know how he did it either. She's a nurse.
Oh,
it
was
turns
he
out.
trying to like chisel out of all the glue away from the door or something?
Maybe.
Let's say that.
Yeah, it's okay.
And he reveals that he's an artist.
Yeah. And he's got some sort of sculpture in his lounge.
Yeah, some junk.
Some junk sculpture. He also reveals that he's not heard from Enid for a while.
Oh no, he kind of goes, "Oh shit! I remember. I think I heard that lady fall over next
Yeah.
door like an hour ago. Should we check if she's okay?"
So Sergei just breaks through another wall.
Yeah.
So we've now got 4 interconnected flats. And Enid is not in a good way. She's unconscious. She has fallen over. But she wakes up. Enid is obviously Sheila Reid's character. She wakes up. She turns out she is just Madge from Benidorm. She's looking for her pills and she wants a fag. She's like, "Where's my ciggies?"
Great, it's great. It's your best impression ever. That.
Thank you, mate. They look out the window and they see these. I've written orange people. The people in the hazmat suits now setting up.
Among Us characters.
Yeah, they're setting up like tents and marquees outside.
Sure.
Some shit's going down again.
And Sally, is it Sally? Because she's a nurse.
Yeah, she is.
And
a
she
nurse,
goes, "Oh, it's a field hospital
yeah. Yes, and it turns out
to make the fields better."
Sally Field. It turns out she's right because they start taking people into this tent
From the opposite building.
flat block of flats. Yeah,
Then the intercom,
yeah.
the door tannoy, famous
The
name,
door tannoy.
comes back
I've
on.
even written door tannoy.
Comes back on and says, the words have changed.
Yes.
It's like, "Stay calm. We're dealing with a gas leak.
Yeah, there's been a gas leak.
Stay in your rooms."
Before you said that, I was reading my notes and I was like, "Who's Tony?" But it's Tannoy. So they're looking out the window to try and figure out what's going on, and they see one of these guys that's being dragged into the field hospital. Try and run. He
Yeah,
tries
he
to
makes a break
make
for
a
it.
break for it, and then he gets sniped.
Yeah.
Now, you don't snipe people over a gas leak, do you?
Oh,
So-
it's quite dangerous to have firearms around any sort of gas escape.
There
I
is
would
that
suggest.
as well. Yeah. So it quickly establishes that the gas leak story is a cover up for whatever is going on, and some people are now being dragged out of their flats.
Yeah,
You know,
it's starting to get a bit panicky out
It is
there.
getting a bit because people have been shot. People are milling
Yeah.
around. It's all starting to get a bit crazy. And then Mark goes all fucking MacGyver on us.
Oh well, Sergei is like, "I think we should go on the attack.
Yeah,
Let's go and fuck some people up."
he just loves fighting.
Yeah.
He's a fighter. And then Mark's like, "I know how to dissolve glue
Yeah.
with common household implements."
He does, very MacGyver.
He does. He gets this washing up bowl and he just fills it with loads of bleach and other stuff that people have got hanging around their house. And he pours it over the glue on the door.
Yeah, they basically choke themselves out.
Yeah.
This is like creating noxious
fumes everywhere. But it does work. It does dissolve the glue, and they're trying to get this door open. And eventually, they do get the door open. They see there's more people being dragged out. There's still shit going
They
on.
can
outside.
hear
They can hear the people
stuff
below them now.
underneath them. So the hazmat dudes are now in their building as well.
Yes.
Starting to pull people out.
Yes. And then they realise that they don't know where their kid is.
Yeah.
They've lost him. It's like
Nico,
Nico.
who doesn't speak, by the way.
Does he speak ever in the film? I don't think he does.
He might say a line at the end, but he's
That's a normal thing. What happens
he's not a talker.
when people don't talk in a film? They always say a line at the end.
I
don't
know. That's true.
they? I don't think he does. I might be wrong.
I can't remember.
If he does, it wasn't important.
It may be in my notes later on. I'm not reading ahead.
They find him quite quickly. Well, we find him because he's in the air vents.
He's gone in those damn vents, hasn't he?
Which I don't know how there's vents between these flats because there's only 2 plasterboards between them. But he's managed to find an air vent somewhere.
he's shimmied downwards.
He has. He's gone down, and he's watching what's going on in the flat below.
Yeah.
So there's 2 men with hazmat suits on sedating a lady who doesn't appear to need sedating,
No.
but they inject her with something, and then one of them says the line, "She's stage 3 already. Let's go."
Yeah.
And they leave this woman there after they've sedated her,
Either dead or
sedated
out.
or
Yeah.
about to become whatever is going on.
Isn't her husband like hocking a lung up or
Yeah,
something?
something like that. So we don't know what this is.
No.
Do we? We don't ever know what this is.
It's a virus.
Virus. Yeah, that's it though.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not going to turn into a zombie or anything. It's not a zombie movie. It's just a weird virus that's going around. That's all we ever find out.
At this very small couple of buildings.
So Nico was trying to be quiet in these vents, but people started shouting at him, and that's got him spotted by these guys.
Yeah, so the guys above spot him.
Yeah,
And
They obviously don't know
Sergei
that
and
he's-
Mark's like, "Oi,
you dickhead,
get
come
back up
here.
here!"
Which makes the hazmat guys aware that they're being watched, and they try and grab Nico. At the same time, Mark and Sergei also try and grab him. They do. They manage to get him up, don't they? They pull him up.
No, the hazmat dudes.
Oh
get
no,
him.
yeah, no, sorry, you're right. The hazmat dudes get him, and so
Pull him
that's
through the
when they
vent.
like power the door down.
Yeah.
Run downstairs, and
They meet them on the stairwell.
They do, and Sergei brutally murders one of the hazmat suit people.
Yes.
He just basically baseball bats him to death.
Yeah.
Annihilates him. There's no like. We should probably talk about this. What the fuck's going on? I'm just going to murder this dude.
Yeah, straight in.
And
They grab Nico.
and then they grab the other hazmat suit person.
Yeah, they kind of knock him out, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not. The second one is like, "Oh, I've had enough killing for now. I'll just knock
No,
you
I
out,
think Mark
save
says
you for later."
Mark says fucking calm down. We need to know
Okay.
what's going on, and he says let's take her up to the flat. So they do. They take this person. It turns out to be a lady up to the flat, and they tie her up, tie her to a bit of racking, whatever it was.
They search her bag.
They do,
First thing they do.
and they find a radio,
Sure.
and they talk to somebody on the radio, don't they? And this person is thinking he's talking to the hazmat suit people to start with, and he says, "You need to get out of there. This situation's out of control.
Yes.
Whatever's happening, we've lost control of it." Turns out she's called Hazel. This is Hazel.
Yeah. There's some other stuff in a bag. There's some tear gas. They're like, "Why would you need that?" She
Yeah.
says, "Well, in case."
A massive,
goes wrong.
great big syringe.
Yeah.
And she's trying to calm them down. She's trying to calm the situation down.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
says,
"There's
"Look,
nothing going on. Don't
we're
worry
here
about
to
it.
help
We're
you.
here to help. We're going to
Just let us do our job. Sort of
So
thing.
Mark says, "Oh, I want to see your face." So he tries to take her suit off, or a mask off at least.
She's panicking
She
now.
freaks the fuck out. She's like,
I don't think so.
I am not taking that off. And that kind of gives her game away, because it's like, well, if you don't want to take your suit off, there's clearly something we should be worried about.
I've written Mark is like Sherlock because he works out that the suit is to protect her from them.
Yes, he does. He actually says that line
Yeah.
as well, doesn't he? And she reveals that they're trying to contain a virus. That something has been released.
And
they're
she
trying
won't
to
tell
contain
them because their first question is like, "Oh, not like how has it happened?" What? For some reason, the first question is like, "Oh, well, how many people have recovered?"
it. It was. But, which I don't think
And
is
she won't
even-
answer.
During this whole virus 18 months we've had, I don't think anybody's ever said how many people have recovered. It's never been reported on the news. But she says to him that there's a chance that you're not infected.
Yeah, she said, "Look, I know even
Some
be a
people,
problem."
some people are not being infected. It's only affecting certain people.
And then, oh my god! Someone says to her, "Well, what's the worst that could happen?"
Yeah,
And she goes like, "Well, it starts in your throat,
yeah,
then it makes you go blind,
yeah,
and then all your organs will fail and turn to mush."
yes. So she doesn't sugarcoat that at all, does
No.
she? She actually says ocular degeneration, and the Enid goes, "That means we're going to go fucking blind."
Oh, please do more, Enid.
And then Sergei rips a hole in her suit.
Yeah, he's like,
So if
Loving
we're
it.
all in this together. If we're here, you're here. So
she
Mark,
goes straight for a syringe.
yeah, she does. So Mark
they
takes
take
her
that
masks
off.
takes her mask off for her, and she goes straight for this prototype syringe with a potential vaccine, is what she calls it.
Yeah.
She says to him, "Look," she doesn't take it. They get it away from her in the end. But she says the best chance you've got is to just stay here, just stay inside, don't go outside.
Yeah, don't interact with people.
Yeah, just go into
Bunker
lockdown.
down. Yeah.
And then suddenly it's nighttime. So we skip forward a few hours, I think, because it started off in the morning and now it's nighttime.
Things have really gone wrong outside.
Yeah,
They're like the hospital's abandoned.
yeah.
There's-
The
there's
hazmats have all gone.
Debris strewn
It
everywhere.
looks like there's been some sort of zombie apocalypse, although there hasn't been.
or
it
just
hasn't
a
gone well.
festival that's finished.
Yeah, yeah,
Enid's reading bedtime stories to the little kid.
yeah. He is. And then a kerfuffle breaks out because Hazel manages to get herself free.
Oh yeah.
She breaks free of her restraints.
Oh yeah, and Sergei accidentally backhands
Back-
his brother.
Yeah, that's what I was coming to. So he's trying to fight everybody.
Yeah.
And he accidentally manages to punch his little brother in the face. The radio's stopped working. That
Yeah,
they've got
there's
that
no-
doesn't work anymore because there's nobody outside anymore. And then Enid wins a game of Jenga. Just out of nowhere, they're just her and the kid are playing Jenga, and then the kid gets distracted and it falls over whilst it was his turn, even though he wasn't playing. Enid wins the game.
She's like,
She's
that
relative
still
about it.
counts. I win,
Yeah.
you little fucker.
And then there's a sea of people leaving the other block of flats.
Storming.
They're all coming
If you
in our direction. They're all heading towards us, which they can't allow. They're like, we can't allow these people in here. We don't know
Well,
what they're
no,
coming for.
I
We
think
don't know
we've
who
missed
they
an
are.
important plot point.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, because the reason they're storming the building that
because-
our group is in
Yeah.
is because Sergei, in his wisdom, decided to make a temporary cardboard sign saying, "We've got one of them,"
Yes.
and put Hazel in the window for a few minutes.
Yeah. Which was stupid because now they're a target.
Yeah.
And that's why these people are coming, because as far as they know,
They want the information.
they want the information. She's the only hazmat left, and they know that she's in the flat with these people. So the other block are storming over. They ring the intercom, the door tannoy.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Let us in. We want to talk to this hazmat person you've got." And Mark's like, "No, I'm not letting you in. This is crazy. She's one of us. She's not got a mask on now. She's as infected as the rest of us."
And Sergei's like, "Give it to him."
Yeah. Sergei's like all over it. He's like, "Fuck him." And then he smashes the door tannoy off the wall.
Yes. Door tannoy is no more.
Yeah.
Tony's gone.
Tony the tannoy is gone. And Sergei's like, "Let's just throw her. Let's just let her out the flat. Just leave her to her own devices."
I quite like this
Sort
bit.
herself out.
Hazel says, "Don't do that." This was a rare moment of clarity in this movie, I thought. She says, "You send me out there, I'm telling them that I had a load of vaccines and you've taken them all off me."
Which is clever.
Yeah.
She's bought herself, because Sergei's like, "Well, fucking, you've got me there.
Yeah.
Can't let you out now, can I?" So they decide to build a barricade instead, which is lucky because Mark's got this really massive sculpture that's made of metal that weighs about 18
Yeah, it's
tons.
made of like concrete with like spikes of metal
Just
sticking up.
in his flat, which is really handy, really. So they push that out into the corridor. While they're out there doing that, Hazel has been left with Aiden.
Yeah.
Remember Aiden?
yeah,
the little
the-
knobhead?
Weed
So
boyfriend.
she tries to convince him to help her escape, which doesn't really work.
He's he's a terrible actor.
Yeah.
He's an awful character. And he folds like a accordion here.
Do you know who he is?
No.
He is the son of Pete Postlethwaite.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
it was his first role. He's actually in
Hope
quite
he's
a few
got
stuff
better.
now. He's in quite a lot of stuff now, so maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Because he's not good in it. He's not given much, but he's not good at the same by the same token.
And then we get into another kerfuffle because the other people are now here. They can't get through this door because of this barricade. Somehow, Sally gets glassed in the neck.
Yeah, I did. This was really badly directed.
It was.
So Hazel convinces Aiden to give her a Stanley knife,
Yeah.
so she can escape.
Again.
And meanwhile, as Mark and Sergei and Sally are pushing this makeshift barricade against the door, it doesn't do its job because an intruder reaches past it and glasses her in the neck.
Yeah. I think is it the glass from the door?
I think so.
He smashes the glass
punches
in the
through
door.
and she gets
She gets a piece
shrapnel.
of glass in her neck. It wasn't the best movie death I've ever seen because
No.
it just was like, oh, you just got a little bit of glass in your neck, and she literally dies from it.
Yeah.
Like almost straight away. Sergei manages to clear the commotion by throwing one of the tear gas canisters through this hole in the door, which buys them some time to let Sally die
Sure.
because that's all that really happened. But Aiden's disappeared. He hasn't got. Nobody knows where he is.
He's not took this death well.
He hasn't taken it well. But it's his missus.
Yeah, it just runs off into the spare room or something.
Yeah, and the next time we see him, he's in the hazmat suit.
It's just like storms through.
He's nicked Hazel's clothes.
Made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ah, just does a run for it.
And then he injects himself with this vaccine,
Yeah.
prototype vaccine. So he's going to make a run for it.
He's taped up the rip in the suit.
Yeah, and
He's
he's
just
going
done
to
one.
make a run for it. He's
Yeah.
He's hazmat suited up, and he obviously hasn't been listening to the baying mob that are outside waiting
Sure.
for somebody in a hazmat suit because he's an idiot. Sergei ties Hazel back up. Aiden manages to get himself outside, but then he gets instantly mobbed by these crazy people now who are after anybody in a hazmat suit. Then a gunshot goes off.
Yeah, so the sniper's still
The
on the
sniper's
roof.
still
So
on the roof.
Not everyone's gone.
No, which scatters the crowd.
Yeah.
But leaves Aiden alone, facing down a sniper. Then he gets shot.
Yeah.
The sniper takes him out.
I mean, this movie gives its characters no credit because I understand that the guy's girlfriend has just died.
Yeah.
I understand he is not going to be in the best place and he's going through this stressful situation. But I still did not buy it that he would just run off
No.
into this baying mob.
It's pretty much
with
exactly
his plan of, I'm putting this suit on and they'll just let me walk.
It's exactly how his character dies in Shaun of the Dead. He has a tantrum and gets killed by zombies. It's exactly the same death. It's the parallels are unbelievable. But I feel like both of those characters only died because the director thought we need somebody to die in this film. There's unnecessary both of them to die.
He doesn't need to be in this film.
He doesn't, no. Neither of them do, really. You could have had Sergei break into Mark's flat. You didn't need them two in the middle. It felt like they were there as cannon fodder. We need some characters to die because that's what this sort of film does. And it was unnecessary. All of the people in this film could have survived if we needed them to. It doesn't make any difference.
This next bit, I got an unintentional laugh out of this next bit because Hazel, cut back to Hazel, and she's like, "Oh, it's my first day. This is going really badly."
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Of course it's your first day. This virus has only just broken out. It's like she's used to work in a shop and now all of a sudden she's in a hazmat suit. Sergei goes out and checks the corridor and these people are coming back.
Yeah.
Mark's like, right, we need to leg it now because the flat is
We're under
exposed.
siege.
Yeah, we're exposed. The flat's under siege.
The sculpture plan did not work.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
So he's like, I'll untie Hazel. You clear the crowds. But Sergei's like, you're not fucking untying Hazel.
Yeah.
Leave her here. And then Mark does untie Hazel, and so Sergei knocks him out.
Yeah.
Knocks him unconscious. We kind of go unconscious with him because we leave it until he wakes up again.
He's like foggy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And we hear in the background the mob.
Yeah.
And Hazel screaming.
Yeah. But
I've got a massive question in a second about time.
okay. So everyone's gone. Mark's there on his own now in this flat.
Yeah, he awakens, flat's empty.
Yeah. He looks out the window, there's some hazmats back outside.
Yes. With like a fuel truck.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to... I thought they were getting ready to burn the place.
Either that or gas the place.
Yeah, they're going to gas the place.
So we cut to Sergei with Nico and Enid, and they're trying to leave.
Where have they been for the last however long this guy's been knocked out?
I don't think it's that long. I don't think that much time passed. But
This just
it
really
was enough time
me.
for Hazel to die. She die now?
Yeah, she's out in the corridor.
She's out in the corridor, just dead, isn't she?
But it's not like it's not shown as like they've been hiding. It's because we cut to them and they're just getting Enid and going right. Come on, let's
They
go
literally
before
look.
they come in.
It feels like 30 seconds has passed.
Yeah,
but
but the mob has already been in because they've took Hazel.
the mob's been took Hazel, killed Hazel, and left. Even though Hazel was who they wanted to get answers from, they just seem to have murdered. But Hazel's death is off screen.
Yes,
We don't see how she died. She just dies.
because they're now going out into the corridor. And
Yeah,
she's
there's
there.
there's a timing issue there.
That's just weird.
Definitely. So yeah, Sergei, Enid, and the kid Nico are trying to leave, and then Mark catches them up and he chokes him out, basically, doesn't he? He chokes out Sergei.
Yeah.
This is where I've written, oh, Hazel's dead.
Yeah.
Then they realise they're being gassed. There's some gas coming up through the air vents. So because Nico's got a World War II gas mask.
Oh yeah, Enid's giving it to him.
Yeah. Enid, the World War II was a long time ago now.
I
and
know.
I think filmmakers need to start to realise this.
Sure.
That all old people haven't lived through the war.
It's more likely to be old people's parents.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Can I have a little rant?
Yes,
So
please do.
aside from this movie,
Yeah.
just forget about this. We'll come back to it. Right. I saw something not that long ago on Facebook that made me really angry.
Okay.
Right. A quite intelligent person
Yeah.
who I know
Yeah.
put this thing up of like...
Do I know them?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I don't know many intelligent people, to be honest.
Put this thing up of like, you know, your grandparents fought in the war. If you're this old, then you remember rationing. And I went and did the maths.
Okay.
Right, and the figures they quoted mean you would have been like 2 when rationing ended, and like you didn't fight in the fucking war unless you were like your grandparents were 103 or something.
It doesn't work anymore.
These events are a lot longer ago than you think.
Yeah, filmmakers especially need to realise that.
It's like when all the gammons for Brexit are like, well, we didn't fight the war for this. It's like, you didn't fucking fight the war, mate.
So Sheila Reid is 83 years old now.
Right.
So this film's 6 years old. So she would have been pretty much... She was born in 1937.
Right.
So she may have had a gas mask from the war. I don't know. It just doesn't... It didn't sit right with me. I'm like, you may have lived through the war. You did. But you were like 5 when it finished.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think it's just a filmmaker thing. They're losing that character trait from old characters.
Yeah.
with the next 5 years, you're not going to be able to write that into your characters anymore. And it's interesting, I suppose. It's always been there for old people characters, hasn't it? I suppose it's an interesting
Blitz
thing.
spirit and all
Yeah,
that.
we're losing that from old characters in films now. It's coming to that point in time. Should we get back to the film?
One less crutch to rely on for these people.
Should we get back to the film?
Sure.
Because Sergei stomps somebody to death at this point. Because the characters are... The mob is catching them up.
I didn't buy this either.
What, did he just stomp somebody?
No, he was basically just like abandoned his brother because he'd rather fight people.
Yeah. And that Mark leaves him.
Yeah, he doesn't really try to help him out.
He gets beaten up and killed by 4 people, and one of them is a mother. They don't look... They're a baying mob, but they're not a scary baying mob. They're normal people.
Yeah.
And Sergei's a double-hard bastard. But he gets mobbed by these people and murdered at this point. And I didn't buy that. I was like, he would have been able to fight them off for a little bit longer than he did. These people are not zombies, but he acted in that scene like he was being...
They're not well, but they're not zombies.
No, but he acted in that scene like... You know when people get mobbed by zombies and they're being eaten to death?
Yeah.
Like in... like that kid did in... what's that fucking film called? Anna and the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It was like that, wasn't it? It was like he was being murdered by zombies, but he wasn't. They were just normal middle-aged women and men. Yeah. He'd have beaten them all up. His death didn't work for me either. But Mark does this emotional scene where he shuts him in the room on his own and leaves.
Just no impact whatsoever. And then he says to Nico, "Oh, your brother is right behind us.
Yeah,
he'll meet us.
Yeah, I've just left him to die, but I'm not telling you that." So Mark grabs Enid and the kid, and he takes them up to the roof. Now, the roof's not a safe space.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Because there's a sniper on the roof. It's been established 3 times during this film.
Yeah.
And then Mark says to Enid, "Oh, it looks like the sniper's gone." That's how they finished that story.
Yeah.
I was like, how? How's he got past you for a start? How's he got down past this baying crowd and past your fucking massive piece of concrete that you've got in the way? And why has he left? Because it's a plot point and they needed him to have gone. It was really, really weak, I thought.
It was proper shonky.
And then Enid says to him, "Oh, it wasn't like this in the war." She was like,
when she was 3.
We had more spirit. Yeah, when she was 3. We had more spirit during the war and people wouldn't have turned on each other. It was the Blitz spirit. Like you said, the Blitz spirit. And she literally has these lines. And I'm like, you were 4 years old. The sun goes down with them asleep on the roof. Nico goes to sleep. Enid falls asleep on Mark's shoulder. But do we see Enid? I think Enid has a heart attack.
Well, she's just fucking dead in the morning.
Just before she falls asleep, she grabs her arm.
Oh, does she? I didn't notice
she did.
That.
And she kind of looked away into the camera. And I'm like, yeah, she's dying here. And then when they wake up in the morning, Enid's dead.
Yeah.
And Mark says to the kid, Nico,
this poor kid.
"We need to leave." And he's like, "Oh, what about Enid?" And she's like, "She'll catch us up."
Yeah, no. So they're both
She's 83. She'll catch us up.
Sergei's not caught him up yet.
No, it's taken him all night to get up 4 flights of stairs. And then he says to the kid...
This kid, I say this poor kid, but he's stupid.
Yeah, he's a stupid
He's going to go, "Oh yeah, we'll just leave this little old lady here to have a bit more of a rest."
Yeah, she needs more sleep. Why were they so scared of telling this kid about death?
I don't know.
He wasn't like 5. He was probably 9 or 10.
8 to 10, yeah.
And then Mark says to him, "Right, keep your eyes shut. We're going to go all the way back downstairs."
Why did he give him a piggyback all the way
Carried him
downstairs?
the whole way. This kid's quite resourceful.
Nearly killed this guy.
We established that this kid's quite resourceful because he manages to get into air vents. He was building stuff at the beginning
because they
as well,
don't see anyone all the way down.
No, they don't. They just get out. Everybody's gone. Where have they gone?
This kid's just
where
like,
did that baying crowd go?
Sure.
When that baying crowd killed Sergei, where did they go then? Because why did they not just go on the roof and follow the 3 other people?
Didn't go.
They just killed Sergei and were like, "Oh, we've killed him now. And they're never in the film again. Where did they go?
Don't know.
Unless Sergei did kill them all and then killed himself. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So Mark says to him, "Keep your eyes shut. We're going to go outside." He manages to get him all the way back down the tower block, which is a tall tower block.
Yep.
What, 25 stories maybe?
And they get out of the garden area because they get to the fence of the property, I guess.
He potentially piggybacked a kid 25 stories downstairs.
Yeah. I mean, he looks knackered at the end, to be
He
fair.
does.
It's quite a good bit of acting.
He does look knackered.
But I question why he's done it. They've just been asleep for 10 hours. It's just...
So they get outside. There's a fence been put around that they hadn't spotted before that is broken down. And there's a sign on the fence that says,
containment area.
Area. Everyone outside of this area will be considered a risk.
Yeah.
So if you're not in there, we're probably going to murder you. Mark puts a hazmat suit on, which he finds.
Yeah, they go past the field hospital, look in, see the suits. They walk past it, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll have one of them."
So he puts it on because he figures they're not going to kill a kid.
Yeah.
But they might kill him. Then a dude comes out of nowhere.
It's one of the guys from the mob.
Yeah, it is. Who's now alone.
Yeah, with some like
and he's like,
bags under his eyes.
And he's like, "Where are you taking that kid?" Because he
shiv.
thinks, yes. And he's like, "Where are you taking that kid?" Because he thinks Mark's a hazmat bad guy. They have a bit of a kerfuffle, and they end up both getting stabbed.
I don't understand how they both
got stabbed.
This
Nor do I.
tiny little.
It was a tiny little makeshift knife.
Yeah.
The guy goes down first, and then Mark goes down and they've both been
I
stabbed.
think he's just
somehow.
had enough being
I
in this
think
movie.
he did as well.
I thought, this is my way out.
So he sits down and he says to the kid, "You need to run. You
He
need to
sits on a
escape. You need to
swing.
get out." He does sit on a
And
swing.
he says to him, "You need to run. I'll be right behind you." So this kid's now got
He's got three people following him.
that he's been told are just going to catch him up.
I've written here, Mark dies on a swing. So the kid walks off. He's now alone. And he sees some more hazmat suit people in front of him.
Yeah.
They just seem to be... I don't know what they were doing. They were just... seemed to be just chatting. And then another two grab him from behind and inject him with something. And then you can hear radio chatter, and he's like, "We found a kid. We're bringing him in."
So it's the radio chatter says the containment zone has been expanded.
Yeah.
So obviously increase the perimeter. It says we've found another one. We're bringing him with the others.
And then the next time we see the kid, he's in the back of a truck with a load more kids.
Yeah.
Somebody says to him, "You're safe now." And then the film ends.
Yeah, basically, he gets a photo of Mark and his family, and the film ends.
The film ends. What did you think, Nick?
It's shit.
It is shit. The ending is a mess. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's all right until about half an hour left.
I felt like I gave it a long leash.
Yeah.
Because 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes in, you're like, okay, tiny budget.
British student film.
Yeah.
Not student film, but
low
budget horror channel.
I like
TV
a trier.
Yeah.
They could do all right here. Keep it on this setting could work at a low budget. I don't think this movie knows what it is.
I don't either. It's a mess.
And that's the problem.
It's a zombie movie without any zombies, is what it is. It's exactly what it is.
It's a virus movie without anyone getting sick.
Yeah. We don't know what the virus is, other than we're told that it makes you go blind.
The guy at the end's got a few bags under his eyes.
Yeah.
The thing with the sniper to try and create chaos, he then just disappears.
Yeah. That's so lazy. That made me angry a little bit. Because I'm like, you've done all the way through this film is establish there's a sniper on the roof.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the roof, there's nobody there.
There's no threat from the people in hazmat suits, and when we speak to the person in the hazmat suit, she says, "We're here to help you."
When it turns out they were, if
Yeah.
you go by the end of the film, because the kid is told he's safe and he's with a load of other kids in a safe zone by the looks of it. It's just a mess.
And so they're just panicked by bad planning and...
Yeah. Which...
Oh, yeah, it's a real mess.
It's bad.
The characters, even in, like I said, with Aiden's character, and also Sergei as well, the characters are all stupid.
Yes.
Because the plot and the drama and the tension this movie tries to create requires the characters to be stupid.
Yeah. And Mark nearly kills them all with poisonous gases at one point. It is. Everybody in it is stupid, and it just doesn't work. It's a good idea. Let's set a virus movie in, and it's probably more relevant now than it's ever been. But it's like, let's set a virus movie with 4 or 5 characters in a block of flats. It's a good idea, but it's just such a mess.
Yeah.
It doesn't know what it is, and it fails. The ending is awful.
It just ends. Oh, right. It is. It's terrible. It's really bad.
From the last half, it's only on for 70 minutes. The last half of the film, it just is nonsense. Nothing follows on from each other. The fact that all these people are dying and this kid isn't even noticing it's happening is ridiculous.
I don't like levying this criticism against many movies, but it's quite boring as well.
It is.
It's pretty dull, to be honest.
There's not a lot going on. It's just people trying to escape from a flat. I feel like we're usually quite forgiving of British films. Like Hungerford. We talked about Hungerford a year ago. Hungerford is pretty much a year ago today when we did the
It's a
Hungerford
woeful
episode.
movie.
It's a terrible movie, but we were quite forgiving of it because it's quite entertaining.
No one in this movie's got hair as nice as
Drew Castle. They certainly haven't. I can't believe it's been a year since we did Hungerford. We need like a Hungerford anniversary show. Just do it again.
I'm gonna watch it when I get home.
Should we do it again? Should we do another episode on it? That was that was entertainingly bad. Whereas this is just bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad. It's just not a good film. If we talk in last season's stream table, it's not that bad as the bottom of that stream table is.
It's not poisonous.
No, it's not infectious.
Offensive. Bad.
It probably goes lower middle half of the stream table on that stream table. But it'd be interesting to see where it ends up on this one.
It's just shonky, this movie.
It is.
Isn't it?
It is. You can tell it's made for TV. You can tell it's made for the horror channel. We didn't even know they made films. But
it's from top to bottom, it's poorly directed. It's badly written. Is there anyone who's actors? I'm trying to think if anyone's good in it.
Let's do our new bit. We're doing a new bit.
Okay.
So we've been doing Turning the Tide for a couple of seasons now, so we're going to try and mix it up a little bit.
Sure.
So we're going to do what is the best thing about this film. Could be anything.
Got to find a little pearl.
A little pearl in the stream, in the oyster of the film. So the film's an oyster, and we need to find a little pearl in it. So what is the best thing about this film?
You stopped me. Are you thinking it's an acting performance?
No. I don't know. I stopped you because I was like, you're going to get into it before we've even introduced it. That's the only reason.
Well, I'm trying to think. What would I say anyone was good in this? I think the guy who plays Mark is okay, but I don't think I'd say he was good.
No, agreed.
Same with Sally. I quite liked a couple of Hazel's lines. It might be that. It might be there was a couple of lines of dialogue where I was like, I quite like that actually.
Is it just that Sheila Reid's in it? Is she the best thing about it?
What? Because she's
like a TV legend. And she is good. She plays the same character in everything she's in because she cannot play anybody else.
Everyone's
don't know.
Bitter. Old
no,
man.
There's no good deaths in it.
No.
There's not any sort of bit of direction that you think's that's quite good. It's tough. Considering we're only just starting this feature, we've got to do something, but it's tough. I think it's Sheila Reid's performance when she's playing. It's Sheila Reid playing Jenga with herself.
It is.
It's
beating herself at Jenga. Yeah, that is it. That is the best bit.
That's
the only other thing.
That's the best thing about this film.
The only other thing that I would have possibly picked out is that one moment of clarity where Hazel has that line where she says, you know, if you ship me to these people, I'm telling them you've got the virus. Yeah. Because that's the only bit where someone's thinking clearly, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely when she beats herself at Jenga. And they're just really happy about it.
That is the best bit of this film. If we're not going to do Turn of the Tide, but if you could change one thing about it, what would you change?
I just would like to see some more ambition.
Yeah.
Like,
make it make sense.
Give me a good... Well, even if you're not doing that, give us a death. Why is Hazel dying off screen?
Yeah.
Why is...
Give me a bit of gore.
Throw some
gory death
paint on the wall. I'm not even saying...
Yeah.
You know, go down the butchers and...
We don't even see Sergei's death.
No.
It's too many...
Go down the butchers and throw some pig guts in the air. Do something. Come on.
If you're going to make a zombie movie, make a zombie movie.
Yeah.
That's basically it, isn't it? So we can't talk stream table because it's simultaneously top and bottom of the stream table. It's the only film in there.
I've got a little something.
Okay.
I would like to read out a part of this movie's Wikipedia entry.
Okay. That's something we've not done before.
In the plot branch, I won't read the whole thing.
I haven't gone onto the Wikipedia, so I've not seen this.
Okay. I won't read the whole thing
because
I'm not just going to recite the plot of this movie. I'll read
what we've just done for the last 45
exactly.
minutes.
But I will read the last bit. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Mark's neighbour, Sergei, breaks down the wall between their flats in order to discover why they have been sealed in and to try to find a way to escape.
That's fair. That's what happens.
Along the way, they team up with their fellow residents, Enid, Sally, and Aidan.
Yep, that also happens.
When young Niku is taken, Mark and Sergei rescue him and take a hazmat nurse hostage.
Yep, that also happens.
After this, 5 more people die and nothing else happens.
Is that what it actually says?
It is.
On their Wikipedia?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's like somebody's watched it and then just not bothered watching the rest of it.
I think that's a pretty fair summary.
That's exactly what the film is. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. That somebody's watched it up until that point and then gone, some people probably die. I don't even know if 5 more people do die.
Wait, no, I think they have watched it all, and
Just-
because it doesn't say it's not. They've gone to the effort of not giving away who dies.
True.
Because they've listed the characters. They've just
That's-
put 5 more people die and nothing happens.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Very well put.
It's very accurate. It is very accurate. Right. So we're not doing a stream table. 'Cause there's
Done it, covered, top, bottom,
one and done. We've
middle.
done all the other bits. What else do we need to do? Next week's film.
Yes.
That's what we need to do. Now, this season started a little bit later than these seasons normally do.
Yes.
So this week, in theory, should have been our Halloween special because Halloween is on this Sunday.
Yeah, but that's right at the end of the week.
Exactly.
That's like Halloween is 6 days after this episode comes out.
Yeah. And the next episode comes out one day after Halloween.
Well, that's just the calendar for you.
So that's the Halloween special.
Yeah.
Halloween special will come out. Well, technically it's not. It's the following Thursday, isn't it? But next week's episode is the Halloween special, even though we're a little bit late for it. Now, what do we do with Halloween normally, Nick?
We do, because we do horror movies all the time. There's
We
a
do.
lot of horror movies on Netflix. The randomizer pulls out a lot of horror movies.
We do.
We do an anti-Halloween movie
Yep.
for our
Although
Halloween special.
we realised earlier that we didn't do one last year and we don't know why.
Details.
Last year's just a blur, isn't it? But the first season we did Emo the Musical. We did a musical for
That was
Halloween.
our first musical for Halloween.
We're going to do another.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to do an animated musical. Now, animated is something we've never done on the show. Apart from anime, we've never done a Western animation, I guess.
Sure.
Is that what they're called?
What,
That's what I'm calling
go
them
with
now.
it.
So we're not using the randomizer this week because we never do for the Halloween episode. So we're going to do a special anti-Halloween.
It's a Halloween special. We're just not doing a Halloween
Not
film.
just a
That's
Halloween
how we
film.
work. That's how we roll.
We're
around
doing
here.
something that's as far from Halloween film as we can find.
Sure.
And we feel like we found an animated musical, TV movie, that actually only came out this year. It came out in March.
Nice.
It's called Arlo the Alligator Boy.
I'm really excited.
Me too, as well. It came out this year. It's on for an hour and a half. It's a PG, currently rated at 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Nice.
Would you like to know the synopsis?
I would love to.
A young humanoid alligator travels to the big city in hopes of reuniting with his estranged father, meeting a colourful cast of characters along the way.
I'm so in.
It's described as an animated musical. A musical adventure is what it's described as.
Brilliant.
I'm excited. I briefly looked through the cast. There are some names in there that you'll recognise. Annie Potts is in it.
Oh, nice.
Jennifer Coolidge is in it.
Okay.
Flea is in it.
Oh,
Most randomly. Jonathan Van Ness.
absolute legend.
So yeah, so we're doing that next week. It's our anti-Halloween special. It's called Arlo the Alligator Boy. So go out and watch that. In the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com and our website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you will find every episode we've ever recorded. You will find all 5 season stream tables. You'll find every Botsker Award winner. You'll find all sorts of cool stuff on there. And you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream
Toolbox.
toolbox. Maybe. There might be something like that on there.
What were you going to say?
I don't know. Apron, I think, but I think I've done that before. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/.com, patreon.com/bottom of the stream for that. On there, for a couple of quid every month, you'll get early access to episodes. You'll get bonus episodes, including the bonus episode that we recorded earlier today. Exciting times for everybody. Don't know when that's going to come out yet.
I'd
but it's gonna
already
come out
forgotten
soon.
we'd done that.
Wow.
Would you let maybe that could, oh no, I don't know.
What?
I was going to say maybe that could come out on Halloween, but that's like ages away.
No, I want to do it before that. I think I'm going to do it in the week off.
Patrons, just watch out for it.
Patreon is probably already there. It will be already there by the time this episode comes out, so this is a mute point. Yeah, we do bonus episodes. We do early access to episodes. You get the movie episode a couple of days earlier. Nick writes a newsletter every month,
Yep.
not a wild card. And if you come in at the top level, you'll get a wild card, so you can get involved in the bottom of the stream wild card game, which is where you can pick a film, and if it gets to the top of the stream or the closest wild card to the top of the stream, you will win a prize. So yeah, get involved in that. That's on patreon.com. And then finally, come and check us out on Discord. The Discord link will be in the bottom of the show notes. In there, we will chat about whatever the hell you want to chat about. There's always some shit going down.
Nothing is out of bounds in there.
Doesn't appear to be.
There is one more thing. If you've got a few minutes, please consider leaving us a review anywhere you can review podcasts. That could be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, Podbean, any of those places. You could sculpt your review out of some concrete, a bit of metal, and a few spiky things. Be a good review, plus it keeps zombies out.
There's no zombies.
sick people.
So yeah, do any of that, do all of that, and go and watch Arlo the Alligator Boy, and we'll come back next week to talk to you about it.
Cheers.
Bye.